Things off tonight with a doubleheader, and MSJ getting its season underway, hosting the Hartford Hurricanes. MSJ getting to the Final Four last year, losing in the semis, and under the reign of Jeff Johnson, MSJ, of course, chalking up a state championship, but they've been very successful over the Jeff Johnson reign here, including going to the Final Four, I believe, every year under Coach Johnson, including winning a state championship, and things fell a little bit shy for the Mounties last year at the University of Vermont Gunderson Fieldhouse. We'll check the starting lineups right now. First of all, for the Hartford Hurricanes, Ken Larrabee starting in goal for Coach Doug Heavysides, who played on the Hartford club just a few years ago. Brian Benoit will be centering a line of Matt Lukash and Nathan Aldridge, and John Vaccarello and Justin Caruso will be at the points. Shane Kudemarsh will be centering a line of Keith Gilbo and Jesse Boardman, with Christian Bergeron and Josh Obar at the points, and TJ Kendrick will be centering a line of Willie Amy and Shane Woodward, and they will go probably two lines deep and use a few of the players off the third line. For MSJ, Mike Hogan getting the starting nod in goal. He's got big skates to fill as Matt Jones lost to graduation, so a good part of the success of the MSJ hockey team in 94-95 on the shoulders of Mike Hogan. Jeff Brisbane will center the first line along with McGregor Chadwick and Luke Bauman, Chris Cosgrove and Kurt Bombargi at the points. Eric Abel will center the second line of Trey Shaft and Billy Babb, Kevin Doherty and John Babb at the points. Trevor Shaft and Colin Brandon and Brett LaFaso, three freshmen, will see action on that third line for MSJ. Keith Hannigan should be seeing action as well. I should say that Brett LaFaso is a sophomore. Mike Hogan is a sophomore. And let me see here. Colin Brandon indeed is a freshman. And Trevor Shaft is also a freshman. So Trevor Shaft and Colin Brandon are freshmen on the third line. LaFaso is a sophomore. Both teams out, as we'll be set to go momentarily. We'll get Perry Bove's comments, but let's take this 60-second timeout. We'll be right back at Royce Mandigo.
MSJ Green Wave. First, we're going to introduce the visiting team. From Hartford in goal, number 29, Ken Larrabee. Playing defense, number 10, John Vaccarello. Also playing defense, number 5, Justin Caruso. At center, number 13, Brian Benoit. At left wing, number 11, Matt Lukash. At right wing, number 19, Nate Aldridge. The rest of the Hartford team, number 1, Adam Black. I'll get that right later on. Number 2, Jesse Boardman. Number 3, Keith Jubal. Number 6, Christian Bergeron. Number 8, Jason Shackey. Number 9, Josh Obar. Number 12, Willie Amy. Number 14, TJ Kendrick. Number 15, Jeff Perry. And number 16, Shane Kudemarsh. And number 17, Shane Woodward. And now for the home team. The Mount St. Joseph Academy, Green Wave in goal tonight, number 30, Mike Hogan. Starting at defense, number 3, Kurt Bombargi. Also at defense, number 12, Chris Cosgrove. Starting at center, number 11, Jeff Brisbane. At left wing, number 12, McGregor Chadwick. At right wing, number 17, Luke Bauman. Number 8, Kevin Doherty. Number 9, Eric Abel. Number 14, Bill Babb. Number 16, Trey Shaft. Number 5, John Babb. Number 20, Trevor Shaft. Number 14, Colin Brannon. Number 15, Keith Hannigan. Greg LaFaso. MSJ is coached by Paul Hogan, Gary Latterbush, and the head coach is Jeff Johnson. We don't have an anthem tonight. We'll assume it was played earlier.
The girls basketball Tuesday night, MSJ hosting Rutland as they play in girls basketball for the second time in a week. So that coming up on Tuesday, then hockey on Wednesday, girls basketball, MSJ and West Side on Friday night, and then boys basketball, Rutland and Burlington a week from today, and get busy. And the next time we see MSJ in hockey after tonight will be in that hockey tournament, the Rutland High hockey tournament here at Royce Mandigo right after Christmas, the holiday hockey tournament. And that always becomes a lot of fun, Perry, because you and I automatically are on the all-tournament selection committee. So you make the selections, and then you put a paper bag over your head and sneak your way out of here. Mike Hogan in net for the Mounties off to our right. Ken Larrabee in goal for Hartford off to our left as we get set here. Hartford will be going left to right in the first period. MSJ will be going right to left. Brian Benoit with Matt Lukash and Nathan Aldridge for the Hurricanes. John Baccarello and Justin Caruso at the points. And to the Mountie line as we give it to you, Jeff Brisbane, Chris Cosgrove, and so it'll be against Brisbane. We're under base season underway. Hartford 0-1 on the year. Quickly into the Hartford zone it goes, and McGregor Chadwick on a chase with Baccarello and went to the right wing side of Bauman to Chadwick, back to Bauman, right wing circle shot knocked down. Chadwick for a corner. To center, but it was knocked down by Abel. Abel finally lost it at the end board. Hartford zone to Baccarello. Tried to clear. Doherty keeps it in to Shaft. Shaft tried to go to Babb by him. Babb plays it off the far boards. Comes out to the point to Bombargi. Shoots it in near corner. Hartford zone. With it now is Trey Shaft. Sent it to the circle and back to steal for Hartford is Shane Kudamar. Starts it behind his own cage. His pass too far for Jesse Boardman. This will go the length of the ice, and we'll have icing against Hartford. And we'll have the draw back in the Hartford zone to the right of Ken Larrabee. No score early going. Game 2 of our doubleheader MS. Draw, the shot saved by Larrabee. And the rebound goes to the far boards. Lukash over Ford. He's hit. Still in the Hartford zone. Trying to dig it out. Brisbane to Chadwick. Backhander. Save. Larrabee bouncing puck. They're poking at it at the crease, and Larrabee covers up. The Mounties taking play in the early going. We'll have the draw to the right of Ken Larrabee here in the Hurricane zone. That line for the Hurricanes, Benoit, Lukash, and Aldrich. Carello and Caruso at the points. And we'll see, actually, Christian Bergeron is in there at 1 point right now. Off the draw goes to Chadwick. Shot from the circle goes wide. On the boards to the right point to Bombargi. Gets it to Bauman, right wing circle. And stolen at the circle by Nate Aldrich. Get it out to center, too far for Lukash. Backboard Bombargi, trying to clear it away. Aldrich with it. Mountie zone. Pinned up by Bombargi. Tried to center, knocked away by Hogan. Went in behind the cage. Bombargi and Aldrich. And it goes to Benoit, then back to Aldrich. Couldn't get a good shot away. Comes to the near corner. Mountie zone. Chadwick shoots it around. Far side now. Wanted to go up for Luke Bauman, but finally the Mounties got it out to center ice, and it goes all the way on Larrabee. And it's chopped back out by Olbar out to center, and Kevin Doherty with it from the red line. Fires in wide of Larrabee, and back forward Josh Olbar. Lost it to Shaft. Shaft bumped him. Comes out to the left point to Cosgrove. His shot goes in wide of Larrabee. On the boards it goes as Jeff Perry goes down on a battle with Babb to Shaft. One times it saved. Larrabee. Babb put it right on the stick of Trey Shaft. He one-timed it halfway down the slot. And Larrabee had to come up with a big save, and MSJ continues to put on the pressure in the early going. Now Baccarello and Caruso are in at the points for the Hartford Hurricanes.
Good pressure by MSJ right in front of the slot. It seems as though they're going to try to go for the tip-in on that play, but it just came shy.
Keith Gilball with Kudamarsh and also Boardman in that line of the second line for Hartford in the circle. Abel at his knees. is with it. Shane Kudemarsh can't clear. Cosgrove keeps it into the point, shoots it in behind Larrabee. Took a funny bounce, and Vaccarello now sends it left wing side for Jesse Boardman. Jesse Boardman sent it to Justin Caruso, and finally the Hurricanes get it out to center. Gilbo with it over the Mountie line, trying to split the defense back for Doherty, who got a penalty coming up here. As everybody bumping into each other, Cosgrove picks it up, and the penalty coming up against the Mounties for hooking, and Hartford will go on the power play with 11:52 remaining in the first period. It'll be Kevin Doherty going off for hooking. So Hartford has the first power play opportunity of the hockey game. And we'll have the draw in the MSJ zone as Bauman and Brisbane are in, along with Cosgrove and Bombargi, the penalty killers for MSJ here. Vaccarello in, Kudemarsh, Gilbo, Boardman, and Caruso in for Hartford on the Hartford power play. The draw. So with 11:52 left in the first period, scoreless hockey game, Doherty off, and Hartford on to the power play. Quick shot from the left wing circle by Boardman, goes wide all the way out to center. Luke Bauman with it. Luke Bauman sent it toward the Hartford blue line. Vaccarello sending it to Caruso. Left wing pass up to Boardman. Boardman hit by Bauman at center ice. Caruso had it for a moment, and backboard now for the Hurricanes is Kudemarsh. Outside the blue line, rifles it in wide of Hogan. It comes to Gilbo off the boards. Gilbo tried to center it right there to intercept. Nice play. Bombargi swats it off the glass all the way back into the Hartford zone. And a 25 left in the Hartford power play. 11:15 left first period. No score. Back for Justin Caruso for the Hurricanes. Right wing pass up to center to Nate Aldrich. Aldrich bumped by Bauman, spun down by Bauman as he got it into the Mountie zone, and Chadwick clears it out to center. Back for Jeff Parry, and Parry steers it back into the Mountie zone in behind Hogan. Hartford has not been able to put together a good power play here. Lukash ridden off the puck, and here comes McGregor Chadwick out to center to Brisbane. Too far for him as Parry sent it back all the way to the Mountie line. Swatted back up to center there by the Mounties, but Aldrich lost it at the line. Trey Schaff had it for a moment. It goes to McGregor Chadwick. He swats it to Abel, who backhands it into the Hartford zone. 44 seconds remaining on the Hartford power play. Hartford controlling at center ice. Goes to Bombargi at the Mountie zone. And just inside his own line, swats it all the way back into the Hartford zone. And Larrabee comes out and leaves it for Jason Shaddy. Jason Shaddy's pass deflected by Abel. It goes right to Parry. Parry now sending it out to center ice and controlling for the Hurricanes at center over the line is Matt Lukash in deep on Chadwick. In behind Hogan, Chadwick steals. 15 seconds left on the Hartford power play as Chadwick manages to clear it the length of the ice, and Larrabee will leave it for Shaddy. 10 minutes left in the first period. No score. 8 seconds left on the Hartford power play. As it trickles into the Mountie zone, Chadwick gets it out to center. It goes to Abel, and he backhands it back into the Hartford zone. That does the penalty. Good job of penalty killing by MSJ as both teams at full strength now. Hartford controlling at center with Gilbo, and Gilbo from outside the line shoots it all the way in on Hogan, makes the save, leaves it for Bombargi. Up to McGregor Chadwick, left wing side. McGregor up the middle now. Pass deflected, got it back again over the red line, over the Hartford line. Along the near boards, hit by Benoit to Gilbo as he steals. Now to Boardman, up over the red line on Bombargi over the blue line. And he skates it to the end board, then hit by Bombargi. Boardman comes loose, and with it is Chris Cosgrove. Sends it out right wing side for Luke Bauman. Pass up to center to Chadwick. Chadwick over the red line, 1-on-1. 2-on-1 is Brisbane over. Shot, save, Larrabee. And the rebound goes to the end board. Brisbane digs it out. Jeff Brisbane in behind the cage. He goes to Bauman, and Bauman scores. Luke Bauman gets the first goal of the year for MSJ. It is 1-0. Mounties with 9:02 left first period. Luke Bauman had it right at the doorstep. Swatted in and past Larrabee. Larrabee had no chance. 1-0 MSJ.
Luke Bauman with the one-timer out in front of the net. I don't know who that was. It was from behind there that gave him the pass.
Brisbane, I think.
A beautiful one-time shot.
We'll wait for the announcement here. As play will be back in, but the Mounties take the early lead, 1-0 with 9:02 remaining first period. Brisbane on the assist. And maybe another assist. I didn't catch that. But play back in as Hartford controls in its own zone. Skating it out to center now is Brian Benoit. Benoit sends it right onto the stick of Aldrich at the line, but he lost it to Cosgrove, Mountie zone. Cosgrove behind his own cage, changes direction, sends it out right wing side, took a funny bounce, too far for Bill Babb. Parry had it for a moment, but comes out to center. Trey Shaft with it. Trey Shaft had it poked away by Josh Obar at the Hartford line. Everybody colliding with each other here, and finally sent out to center by Perry. The Mounties get it back in all the way on Larrabee, and Larrabee has to make the save. And is skating it out with the puck, Josh Obar. They got it out to Aldrich, to Benoit at center. Benoit by Abel. Benoit got it into the Mountie zone, and Bombargi initially fans on it as it poked away. Still in the Mountie zone. Cosgrove gets it out to center. Steering it in is Jeff Parry in behind Mike Hogan. And over for it now is Chris Cosgrove. Adam McGregor Chadwick along the near boards. His pass intercepted by Kudamarsh, hit at the top of the slot. As he goes down, and McGregor Chadwick skates it up to center for MSJ. Up now to Luke Bauman, who's got the goal, and Bauman steers it in behind Larrabee. Now it comes around to Vaccarello, and he lost it to Brisbane. Vaccarello in Brisbane along the near boards, Hartford zone. And Vaccarello finds it and sends it out to center. Bombargi back forward his own line for MSJ. Steers it to the Hartford line where Caruso has it. Caruso knocked off the puck, but back forward is Jesse Boardman. Boardman up to center as he sent it to Gilbo, and Gilbo steers it in behind Mike Hogan from the red line. And back forward, Kirk Bombargi sends it left wing side, intended for Chadwick, by him out to center. Vaccarello for Hartford. Had a knockdown by Brisbane. Vaccarello picks it up again and shoots it in behind Hogan. Off the end board, he leaves it for Kevin Doherty. 1-0 MSJ, 7:10 remaining first period. Up to Bill Babb. He lost it at center ice, but now with it is Abel over the Hartford line. Eric Abel in on Larrabee. Backhander goes wide. Abel gets it back again off the end board, had it swatted away, and we got a man in the crease, I think, as we'll have the draw just outside the Hartford zone. Eric Abel had an opportunity. The shot just went wide.
Beautiful play by Abel. Came over the blue line, split the defenders right in half, right in front of the net, made a beautiful move. Just came on the outside of the left post. Couldn't tuck it home.
Benoit on the draw for Hartford as the Mounties had it for a moment at center ice. Aldrich now to Benoit. Benoit steers away up into the air in behind Hogan. And back forward is Kevin Doherty. Kevin Doherty is hit. Benoit over checking. Sent in the front. They're poking at it. Comes out to the point. Out of the top of the slot, the shot came in from Parry. It goes wide. In there deep with it now, Lukash. Lukash to Benoit. Tried to center it, knocked away by Doherty. Over forward, Parry along the far boards. He's hit. Goes by Doherty. Lukash and Doherty on a battle now. Benoit picks up the loose puck at the circle. Benoit in behind the cage. Has Aldrich parked in front. Sends it now to Lukash. The shot backhander from the slot. Save Hogan, and he covers up on the rebound. 6:15 left first period. 1-0 Mounties on the goal from Luke Bauman. At least one assist, that going to Jeff Brisbane. And 6:15 left in the first period. The second game of our doubleheader tonight at Royce Mandigo. Kudamarsh is in with Jesse Boardman and Gilbo, and at the points, Caruso and Vaccarello for Hartford. The draw in the Mountie zone, out to Vaccarello at the right point. Send it to the corner where Cosgrove picks it up for MSJ and sends it the length of the ice. This will be icing against the Mounties. We'll have the draw back down in the MSJ zone.
Hartford really putting the pressure on that last play, but Hogan really handled that well. He jumped on the puck almost like a veteran goalie.
Shane Kudamarsh will take the draw for Hartford against Trevor Shaft, who's seeing action for MSJ. Colin Brandon is in there as well. As the puck goes all the way in on Larrabee, and he sends it out. Trevor Shaft intercepts at the top of the circle, sent it in front, knocked away by Caruso out to center. Bombargi and Cosgrove. Shaft and Brett LaFaso is also in there. Colin Brannon. This is the young line. Here's the shot in front by Kudamarsh. The save by Hogan, and he swatted away from Gilbo. Is right at the doorstep, and it comes all the way back to the Hartford zone, back for Caruso. So the Mounties almost scoring, or I should say Hartford almost scoring there. The Mounties almost found themselves tied 1-1 as a big hit from Bargy and Boardman at the blue line. It's in the Mountie zone. With it is Cosgrove, and Cosgrove sends it out to center off the near boards. They'll go all the way back into the Hartford zone, back for Obar, and this will be an icing call against MSJ. Great play by Hogan at the other end. Gilbo was at the doorstep. Hogan knocked it away with his stick. And pressure by Hartford as Hartford almost tied up the hockey game. 1-0 MSJ with 5:12 remaining here in the first period. But Trevor Shaft and also Colin Brannon and Brett Mafaso getting good action right there on that last shift for MSJ. Draw to the left of Hogan. It goes to Aldrich, and his shot goes in wide, top of the circle. Lukash comes over, Benoit over. Hit by Brisbane. Doherty is over there, still in the Mountie zone. Right wing pass for Bauman, still in the zone. Lukash lost it to Bauman, and we got a penalty coming up for interference. The first power play of the game was Hartford's, and they couldn't cash in. It's interference against Kurt Bomborgi, and Hartford has its second power play opportunity here of the first period. That comes with 4:57 left. So it'll be Luke Bauman, Jeff Brisbane, McGregor Chadwick, and Chris Cosgrove, the skaters for the Mounties. Lukash, Aldrich, Benoit, Olbar, and also Jeff Parry in there right now on the Hartford power play. And the draw will come just inside the Mountie line with Brian Benoit taking the draw with Jeff Brisbane. Off the draw, it goes to Chadwick, back to Bauman, get it out to center, and Parry back forward his own line for Hartford to Olbar. Hartford on the power play up to Aldrich, and Aldrich steers it in to the Mountie zone far corner back forward Chadwick, shadowed by Matt Lukash. And Chadwick tries to clear it. Parry keeps it into the point. Lost it at the circle to Chadwick. Aldrich poking at it at the slot. Benoit there too. Knocked away. It goes to Parry, left point. Parry sends it to the end board, but Cosgrove back forward for MSJ. Hartford on the power play. 1:30 left on the power play. As Hartford controls the pass in front to Benoit from Nate Aldrich, and the Mounties managed to clear it all the way out to center, and Larrabee has to come out of his cage to knock it up to center ice for Hartford. Intercepted by Brisbane. Brisbane over the line. Brisbane left wing circle, fires in, stick save. Larrabee to the far corner. Bauman back forward. Bauman is hit at the far corner by Olbar, and the Hurricanes started out the other way with coming up to center is Benoit, sent it to Lukash. Lukash sent it into the zone where Cosgrove sends it to the Hartford line. Back forward Olbar, and Olbar sends it all the way back into the Mountie zone. And this will be icing against Hartford. 51 seconds remaining here on the penalty to Kurt Bomborgi. That's how much time left in the Hartford power play. 3:48 left in the first period. MSJ leads it 1-0.
Yeah, Coach Jeff Johnson must be happy with the way MSJ is handling this power play at this point in time. They seem to be really killing it off well, using the box, moving around, and without letting Hartford even give him a chance at all.
Off the draw, controlled by Hartford. Vaccarello sends it behind his own cage. Back forward is Caruso. Caruso sent it up left wing side for Boardman. Pass, so stolen away by Trey Shaft at the line, but now Boardman controls again for Hartford. 35 seconds left in the Hartford power play. Kudamarsh with it outside the Mountie line, shoots it in around the boards, and Gilbo overskates it out to Vaccarello at the right point, fires in front. Kudamarsh couldn't redirect it. Babb steals. Bill Babb gets it out to center, and it goes by Vaccarello back to the Hartford zone. 20 seconds left in the Hartford power play. With it now is Caruso. Caruso's pass up to Gilbo at center, overskates it. Caruso with the red line, steers it all the way in wide of Hogan. Back forward Bill Babb tried to clear it. Caruso with it left point, fires in wide. 5 seconds left in the power play. Out to Vaccarello at the right point. Vaccarello sent it to Gilbo, back to Vaccarello. Couldn't keep it in. Comes back out all the way back into the Hartford zone. Penalty over. Both teams at full strength now. Caruso hit by Abel. Trevor Shaft comes over. Can't quite run it down. Vaccarello gets it out to center and back forward. Bomborgi, his own zone now for MSJ. Bomborgi sends it out to center to Bill Babb, to Trey Shaft. He goes down at center. Eric Abel with it. Shaft was hit by Gilbo. Abel steers it into the Hartford zone. Bill Babb in forechecking. In behind the cage, tried to center it, but now with it is Kudamarsh for Hartford. Kudamarsh coast to coast over the Mountie line. Kudamarsh right to left, steers it back to the blue line. And he sent it to Lukash, couldn't get a good shot away, ridden off the puck by Doherty. And back forward McGregor Chadwick, and we got an interference call coming up here. And who will be going up? It's an MSJ Penalty again. I think it's
Bombargi.
Bombargi again, his second penalty of the period. And with 2:16 left in the first period, Hartford goes on its third power play opportunity. And they really haven't put anything together on their power play opportunities to this point. So Bombargi off for interference, his second penalty of the period. That will do most of the rest of the period outside of Hartford's score. And outside of 16 seconds if Hartford doesn't score. Benoit and Brisbane on the draw. Mountie zone over for Cosgrove. Far boards. Backhands it out. Kept in by Perry to Lukash along the far boards. Lukash steers it to Aldrich at the end board in behind Hogan. Aldrich controlling. Aldrich tries the wraparound. Knocked away by Chadwick and a nice play out to Luke Bauman, and Luke finds an opening along the far board, sends it the length of the ice. Less than 2 minutes left in the period. 1:40 left on the Hartford power play. So Hartford trying to get something going here as the Mounties lead at 1-0. Skating it out is Obar. His pass goes by Aldrich, but right to Lukash, who steers it into the Mountie zone in behind Hogan. By backboard is McGregor Chadwick. Aldrich had it for a moment, lost it to Bauman. Bauman clears out to center as Obar knocks it down, stolen away by Brisbane. Brisbane will go in alone on Larrabee. He shoots and scores. Short-handed goal, Jeff Brisbane. It's 2-0 MSJ, 1:32 left in the first period. Short-handed goal by Jeff Brisbane. So the young guns, who are now sophomores, got the 2 goals in the early going. Short-handed goal by Brisbane.
This is a beautiful defensive play by Brisbane. He came right in between the pass down in their end. He skated all the way up through. No one was even near him. Made a beautiful move and scored on the backhand.
1:32 left in the first period. The Mounties with a 2-0 lead. Brisbane went in alone on Larrabee, stole the puck and just went in alone and set up the backhand, as Perry mentioned, and he beat Larrabee. And that coming with 1:32 left in the first period and 1:16 left in the Kurt Bombargi penalty. So Hartford has done nothing with its 3 power play opportunities, and the Mounties get the goal shorthanded. But again, run by, check on the statistics here at halftime, pick up some of the assists here. That should be unassisted. Here's Gilbo going in on Hogan, and he's taken down by Cosgrove. We got a penalty coming up on Cosgrove, I believe, as now the penalty is called, a tripping call on Chris Cosgrove. So it's a 2-man advantage for Hartford. Still 56 seconds left on the penalty to Kurt Bombargi. And now Cosgrove going off for tripping. 1:11 left here in the first period. Mike Hogan is the Mountie goaltender. Almost said Jones. Matt Jones, of course, the very successful goalie from last year for the Mounties. And like we said in the pregame show, a lot is on the shoulders of Mike Hogan here in 94-95. Right now, a lot's on his shoulders, too, as the Mounties try to kill off the 2-man advantage, 5-on-3 advantage for Hartford. Kudamarsh, Gilbo, and Boardman up front, Vaccarello, and also Jeff Perry at the points on the Hartford 2-man advantage. Brisbane and McGregor Chadwick and Luke Bauman are the 3 skaters for the Mounties. Chadwick will take the draw with Kudamarsh. Bouncing puck comes across the ice to the near boards. Brisbane beats Gilbo to the puck. Brisbane manages to clear it along the near boards. 47 seconds left on Bombargi's penalty. Less than a minute left in the first period. A 2-man advantage for Hartford right now. Puck up at center ice, and Hartford really can't get anything together here. Now Jesse Boardman with it from outside the Mountie line, fires in behind Hogan. Now Kudamarsh along the far boards. Kudamarsh and McGregor Chadwick on a battle at the end board. Boardman comes over on a battle again with Chadwick. 5-on-3 Hartford advantage. Kudamarsh, Bauman steals the puck, comes along the near boards for Gilbo. Now Kudamarsh over there as well. 30 seconds left in the period. Brisbane controls now for MSJ. Lost it to Gilbo. Gilbo now in behind the cage. Gilbo tried to center it. Nobody there. Out to Perry at the right point. Sends it to the left point to Vaccarello. Vaccarello chopping at it. Sends it now to Gilbo. Back to Boardman. A shot from the left wing circle. Save Hogan. And he hangs on as Bombargi is back. So it's a 1-man Hartford advantage. 1:01 left on the Cosgrove penalty, which will, unless Hartford scores, will carry on into the second period. 11 seconds left in the first period. 2-0 MSJ lead.
Unbelievable penalty killing by MSJ. Being 2 men down at one point in time, I just couldn't believe that they actually got the puck out of the zone.
Benoit and Abel on the draw to the right of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. Still a 1-man advantage for Hartford. Benoit sent out of the circle, and now Lukash and Babb as Abel was also sent out. And here's the quick shot by Benoit from the circle save. Hogan a beauty. Bombardier with it now, looking for an opening, sends it out to center, swatted back in by Obar, and swatted the length of the ice now by Abel as time expires, ending the first period. That was all MSJ. They get 2 goals, one from Bauman, a shorthanded goal by Brisbane. They've managed to kill off a few Hartford power play opportunities. Perry will tell us here in our between period show, and they still have 50 seconds to kill off of the Chris Cosgrove penalty, as Hartford still has 50 seconds left on its power play opportunity going into the second period. So we played game 2 of our doubleheader. After 1 period of play, our score, MSJ 2 and Hartford nothing, and we'll be back after this timeout. 2, and I hate to be here on one of the cold ones. Well, it's just starting. My toes are cold, and it is one of the warm ones tonight. This hockey doubleheader, MSJ with a 2-0 lead over the Hartford Hurricanes after a period. 50-second power play opportunity for Hartford as we get into the second period here. Keep in mind, everybody goes to the playoffs, so what you play the season for is to get the highest seed possible, and that's about it, because everybody's there anyway. And that's what you do, the highest seed possible.
Hey, Jack.
Going into the postseason. Yes.
Jack, NQ, I heard one of you guys say that you don't like the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Which one was that?
Me.
Both of us, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Not quite as bad as I dislike the Giants. The Dallas are my second.
I don't hear any applause on that one.
Well, that wasn't for ear there, Bulldog. Nice guy. I said that off the air. Well, that's okay. 2-0 MSJ. Again, the goals coming from...
Hey, I stick with my team all the way, Jack.
All right. The goals coming from Luke Bauman and Jeff Brisbane. 50 seconds left in the Chris Cosgrove penalty going into the second period here. Again, we mentioned we have the Rutland High Holiday tournament coming up. Hull, Mass, MSJ, and Rutland in it. I'm not sure who the 4th team is offhand.
There is a question mark on the...
Yeah, there's a question mark on my schedule as to who that other team is.
I'd like to see Hartford in it.
It might be Hartford, I'm not sure. But that would be the first matchup, too, that first night, I think, because Rutland would play Hull, Mass the first night. Hull was here last year. As a matter of fact, I believe Hull won the tournament a year ago. And so they are back again this year. Well, the new ice just about down. They're working on the snow at the gates, and we'll be right back with second period action after the 60-second timeout. We have all the people on board with us during the winter sports season. Many of the people that were on board with us for football back with us during the winter sports season, boys and girls basketball, as well as hockey here. So we'd like to, again, thank the Fuchsia Company and all the rest for being with us on Winter Sports 94-95. Tonight, our first hockey games of the year as we get set for second period action. Mike Hogan, superb in goal for the Mounties in that first period as he had 6 saves, including a beauty toward the tail end where he went down within the last couple of minutes of the first period and swatted the puck away with his stick with, I believe it was Jesse Boardman just waiting to poke it right in, but Hogan just swatted it away. Larrabee in goal for Hartford off to our right, and Mike Hogan, the sophomore, in goal off for MSJ off to our left. So the Mounties will be going left to right here in the second period, and the Hurricanes will be going right to left here into the second period. And the Mounties holding on to that 2-0 lead. Again, Hartford has the power play going into the second period. 50 seconds left in the Chris Cosgrove penalty. It'll be Benoit, Aldrich, Vaccarello, and Caruso, and also in there right now, Matt Lukash on the Hartford power play. Trey Shaft and Eric Abel, Kevin Doherty, and Kurt Bombardier for the Mounties as they will skate a man down for the next 50 seconds. Benoit and Trey Shaft on the draw here at the beginning of the second period. And off the draw, Shaft wins it and swats the puck into the job on penalty killing as Larrabee leaves it up for Vaccarello. 25 seconds left on the Hartford power play. Off the stick of Lukash, he redirects it from the blue line in on Hogan. He swats it to the near corner. Lukash leaves it for Benoit at the end board. Knocked down by Kevin Doherty. Benoit gets it out to the left point to Caruso. Lines it up, fires in wide of Hogan. On the boards, along the far boards, Vaccarello poking at it. Vaccarello losing it to Bombardier. Now it goes to Benoit from way out front near the blue line. Shot knocked down. Lukash couldn't get a stick on it. Penalty over to Chris Cosgrove, and both teams are at full strength as the Mounties clear the length of the ice, and this will be icing as that happened with the teams at full strength, and we'll have the draw back in the Mountie zone to the right of Mike Hogan. Early going, second period.
The Mounties seem to be kind of slacking off down here in the end. I don't know if they've kind of picked up their pace a little bit or not. They seem to be trying to reorganizing since a man down.
The draw will come to the right of Mike Hogan. It'll be Kudamarsh and Brisbane on the draw. Brisbane wins it to Cosgrove to Bombargi in behind his own cage. Bombargi right wing pass by Bauman, but right by Parry all the way into the Hartford zone. On a chase, Brisbane as Larrabee comes out of the cage. Brisbane digs it out. Larrabee way out of the cage. Backboard is Obar. Obar swings it around too far for Gilbo. Cosgrove at the left point, lines it up, deflected way up into the air. Boardman knocks it down. It's still in the Hartford zone. Now it comes from Chadwick to Bauman, top of the slot. Trying to send it in front, knocked down. Chadwick comes over, then Bauman comes over and sends it in behind Larrabee. And backboard Josh Obar for Hartford. Pass up right wing side to Gilbo, sends it back to the end board in behind the cage for Josh Obar. Left wing pass now for Jesse Boardman. Backhands it out to center to Gilbo. Gilbo lost it to Bauman. Bauman starts it back the other way. Had it knocked down by Perry at the line. Now Brisbane skates it over the Hurricane line. Brisbane to the left wing circle. Brisbane holds it up. Goes along the far board. Stick handling nicely. Goes to Chadwick to Bauman. Bauman couldn't quite get a stick on it. Knocked away by Kudamarsh. Kudamarsh controls for Hartford. Swings around and starts it up the middle. Lost it to Bauman. Top of the slot. Bauman to the left wing circle. Put Bauman in. Shot. Save. Larrabee. And he knocks it away. It was loose in the crease. As without a stick is Kudamarsh at the end board, hit by Brisbane, and we have a whistle and a penalty coming up, I think, or are they just going to break things up? I thought for a moment the penalty was coming up, but they just tied the puck up, and we'll have a draw to the left of Ken Larrabee in the Hartford zone. 12:38 left, second period. The Mounties have a 2-0 lead. The goals coming in the first period. As Bill Babb is in with Trey Shaft and Eric Abel, Kurt Bombargi and Chris Cosgrove. Benoit's lined in. Benoit, Lukash, and Aldrich for the Hartford Hurricanes. Abel on the draw with Benoit. Abel sent out of the circle, and Bill Babb will take the draw now. Off the draw, bouncing puck, and Benoit pokes it out, but Bombargi keeps it in to Babb, top of the circle. Babb backhands it to Shaft. Shot, Larrabee the save. Rebound knocked away by Benoit out to the left point. Cosgrove shot goes in wide. Rebound off the end board all the way out to Lukash. Lukash gets it to Aldrich. Aldrich lost it to Cosgrove in the Mountie zone. Out to Babb. Babb hit as the puck comes loose, and it goes to Bombargi. Bombargi will start it behind his own cage now. Lukash in forechecking. Left wing pass up to Shaft. Shaft pass too far for Abel all the way into the Hartford zone, and this will be icing, whistle down against MSJ, and we'll have the draw back in the Mountie zone. 12:04 left, second period. The Mounties have a 2-0 lead.
Hartford seems to be picking up the pace a little bit in this period, Jack. What do you think?
Yeah, just a little bit, but again, couldn't cash in on the latter part of their fourth power play opportunity of the hockey game. Abel on the draw for the Mounties against Kudamarsh. Loose in the circle, went back toward Hogan, but knocked away. Boardman now. Harry at the left point, shoots it way up into the air, and it went up over the glass and out of play, and we'll have a draw here just outside the Mountie zone. The goals for the Mounties coming in the first period. Sophomore Luke Bauman from sophomore Jeff Brisbane, and Brisbane unassisted, shorthanded, and they have that 2-0 lead. 11:54 left in the second period. Shane Kudamarsh up with Boardman. Carrie and Obar at the points. Also, Gilbo is up. Brisbane, Bauman, and Chadwick with Doherty and Bombargi. The alignment right now for MSJ. Kudamarsh actually is the center on this line now, this time for Hartford, as Parry knocks it into the Mountie zone. Goes to the far boards, Gilbo and Doherty on a battle, and McGregor Chadwick digs it out, starts it behind his own cage now. Right wing side, tried to clear, Parry keeps it in at the point, then has it knocked away, and up to center comes Chadwick over the Hartford line. Chadwick on the fly in on Larrabee. He shoots and scores! What a play by McGregor Chadwick! He went right to left. As he was going down, he got the stick on the puck and beat Larrabee. 3-0 MSJ, 11:28 left, second period. So any question about the young guns taking over is dispersed tonight. Each one of them has a goal tonight.
Chadwick started all the way behind back of the MSJ goal. and came all the way up the ice, untouched. He got a little bump here in front of the blue line, though, and then he moved around, and what a beautiful play by him. He held on to it just the right time and put it in.
He went coast to coast, virtually McGregor, Chadwick, each one of the young guns a goal. Bauman, Brisbane, and Chadwick, 3-0 Mounties. Play back in. Doherty couldn't quite handle it at center. Benoit over the line. Benoit on Baborgi. Bouncing puck on Hogan, and he knocks it away. Quick shot. Ulrich save. Puck loose, and here comes Baborgi the other way. Baborgi out to Brisbane. Brisbane going to work as he went in on Caruso. Caruso poke checked it away. As now Lukash sends it up to Aldrich. Aldrich to Benoit. Quick shot save on the rebound. Save! Hogan again, and Hogan covers up on the rebound. A beautiful save. 2 in a row by Mike Hogan.
Talk about a test of the young people tonight. That was a beautiful save by Hogan. Point blank range.
Did they give an assist on that goal by Chadwick or
no? They didn't.
Coast to coast, unassisted. Coast to coast. And a couple of beauties there by Hogan. We got a penalty for slashing against Hartford. And Benoit will be going off. Brian Benoit. So the Mounties have their first power play opportunity of the game. They already lead at 3-0. 10:55 left in the second period. Slashing call, I believe that was, against Brian Benoit. Draw just outside the Mountie zone here. Eric Abel will take the draw with Shane Kudemarch. Now Trevor Schaap comes in. Benoit off for slashing. Trevor Schaap is in right now for MSJ as the Mounties are on the power play. Goes off Eric Abel up to Trevor Schaap to the red line. Lost it to Gilbo. Sent it to the Mountie line where Abel lost it. With it is Kudemarch, and Babargi comes over to knock it away. Puck loose, and Babargi knocked it away in behind Hogan. And with it now is Abel. Abel now up to Bill Babb at center. Billy up over the Hartford line. Lost it there to Jesse Boardman. Boardman behind his own cage swings it around. Babargi keeps it in at the right point. Sends it in behind Larrabee. Over for it is Perry along the far boards. Perry sends it all the way into the Mountie zone as Hartford, the penalty-killing unit in there right now. Minute 15 left in the Mountie power play. Babargi with it his own zone. Babargi sends it all the way onto the stick of Trevor Schaap. Schaap will go in on Larrabee. Stops, shoots it in. It goes wide from the circle off the end board. Chadwick lost it. Boardman the other way. Now Brisbane steals. Brisbane to McGregor. Chadwick back to Brisbane. Top of the right wing circle. Ridden off the puck at the circle. And here coming up the other way is Justin Caruso. Caruso's pass deflected by Babargi wide of Hogan. Caruso in on a chase, goes down, bumped by Babargi and backboard McGregor. Chadwick. Chadwick swats it around off Bauman, and a Gilbo couldn't keep it in as Brisbane got it out to center. It went by Trey Schaap, but Trey Schaap with it now over the Hartford line, and he stops. 30 seconds left on the Mountie power play. Bauman with it at the circle, now to Schaap down at the left point, couldn't keep it in, comes out to the center ice area, almost lost it, but still controlling. Trevor Schaap steers it back into the Hartford zone to the near corner. McGregor. Chadwick digs it out. 15 seconds left in the Mountie power play. Aldrich steals for Hartford, can't clear. Babargi keeps it into the point, steers it in on Larrabee, makes the save and covers up with Trey Schaap waiting at the doorstep. 9 seconds left on the Benoit penalty. 9:04 left second period. MSJ getting a goal from Bauman, Brisbane, and Chadwick. 3 goals in this game. Mounties lead at 3-0. It'll be Matt Lukash taking the draw for Hartford with Jeff Brisbane to the left of Ken Larrabee, the Hartford goaltender.
Little delay in action here.
As Jeff Brisbane is out, and let's see, Eric Abel will come in now. It'll be Trey Schaap and Eric Abel, McGregor, Chadwick, Bauman, and Babargi on the power play. Draw one by Hartford. Caruso tries to knock it away, but kept in along the far boards by Bauman out to the point of Babargi. By wing circle, McGregor. Chadwick lines it up, and his pass deflected by Caruso out to center ice, and we have a whistle here as the penalty over to Benoit. Both teams at full strength. What was it, a hand pass?
No, when you basically when you come out of the box like that, you can't touch the puck immediately.
So that's what happened when Benoit came out. He touched the puck. Okay. So teams at full strength here with 8:50 remaining second period. 3-0 MSJ. The draw to the right of Larrabee. Trevor Shaft in. Keith Hannigan is in. And also into the hockey game, Colin Brannon. In now, goes to Hannigan off the draw to Baborgi, one times it, shot deflected by Boardman, nice play. In behind the cage it goes, Josh Obar with it for Hartford, starts it off right wing side. Obar up to center, is passed to Kudamarsh. Shane Kudamarsh over the Mountie line left wing side, deep on Baborgi, in behind Hogan, try the wrap around, it scores! Shane Kudamarsh, that's on the board. Hartford's first goal of the hockey game. It's 3-1 Mounties. 8:29 remaining into the second period. Nice individual effort by Shane Kudamarsh, went virtually coast to coast himself and beat Hogan on the wraparound.
Kudamarsh decided to get Chadwick back and went coast to coast on that one, all the way down around the net, backhanded in.
So it's 3-1 MSJ with 8:29 left here in the second period. They did give an assist on that. We'll get that here in a second. Play back in. Boardman with it for Hartford at center. Boardman's pass to Gilbo's. Pass intended for Kudamarsh. Knocked away. Babb had it. That was knocked away initially by Abel. Now Baborgi with it, his own zone for MSJ. Pass goes by Trey Schaap, but Trey Schaap gets it back again. Has it poked away, but it goes to Abel. And Abel dumps it in from outside the Hartford line into the Hartford zone. And back for it for Hartford is Perry. Perry's pass went by Abel out to the right point to Doherty. Doherty sent it to the end board, and Perry back for it for Hartford. Perry starts it off, left wing side, get it out to center. Doherty knocks it down at the red line. Doherty steers it back into his own zone for Cosgrove. Cosgrove up to Shaft at center. Trey Schaap's pass behind Babb, but it goes in on Larrabee. Billy Babb on a chase forward on a battle there with Perry. Perry with it, right wing side. Knocked away by Trey Schaap. Back to Babb. Try to go to Abel by him. And it is stolen away by Boardman. Now Kudamarsh with it over the Mountie line. Kudamarsh on Cosgrove, stops, top of the circle, changes direction. Along the blue line, knocked down by Cosgrove out to center. Vaccarello poking at it, but it back into the zone. Abel gets it back out to center. Vaccarello on a battle with Shaft at center. Now with it is Aldrich. Aldrich sends it to the Mountie line and back for it Cosgrove. Retreats to his own zone, spins around and dumps it up to center off the far boards. Benoit had it for a moment, then lost it, and then Benoit steers it into the Mountie zone. Lukash on a chase with Doherty. Lukash, bumped by Doherty, has it in behind Jones, tries the shot as he brought it in front, knocked away, or not by Jones, but by Hogan, knocked away by Doherty. Finally coming out the other way, McGregor Chadwick coast to coast. Chadwick in on Larrabee, tried to center it, knocked away by Benoit. Chadwick gets it back again, tries the wraparound save by Larrabee, and he hangs on. They got such in the habit of saying Jones the last couple of years. It's Mike Hogan, of course, and Mike Hogan taking over for Matt Jones here. And then McGregor Chadwick, again, nice end-to-end rush.
It seems to be the thing to do is to go around the other side of the net and try to stuff it in the corner. It seems to be what everybody's trying to do tonight, Jack.
The draw to the left of Larrabee, and off the draw, Chadwick couldn't quite skate it down. It comes out to Baborgi, sends it to the end board in behind Larrabee. Vaccarello sends it to the near side where Chadwick steals for the Mounties. Hartford zone has it sticked away by Larrabee to the end board. Brisbane with it, tries to bring it in front. Pass went across the crease for Bauman. Plays it off the far boards out to Cosgrove. One times it from the point, knocked down, but Chadwick with it, right wing circle. Spun around by Vaccarello, but Chadwick back up again in behind the cage. Tried to center it for Bauman, and he managed to get a little shot away, picked out of the ear, the glove by Ken Larrabee, and we'll have a stoppage in play. 6:12 remaining second period. It's 3-1 MSJ. Kudamarsh getting the Hartford goal after the Mounties had taken the 3-0 lead.
Bowman, Brisbane, and Chadwick on that play started to move it around pretty good in their own zone. Hopefully it'll continue on tonight.
Off the draw to the right of Larrabee, won by the Hartford Hurricanes. Obar sent it out, wanted to go to Boardman by him. Baborgi keeps it at the point. Perry backboard, back to Boardman. Hit by Billy Babb in the Hartford zone. Kudamarsh comes over. Now Perry couldn't quite run it down, but it goes to Obar in behind his own cage. Tried to swing it around, kept in by Trey Schaap. Now Kudamarsh managed to squeeze it out to center. Puck comes to the left wing side to Boardman. Now back to Kudamarsh over the Mountie line. Kudamarsh top of the left wing circle, stick handling. Bumped by Baborgi, comes loose to Abel, swatting at it. Kudamarsh gets it back again. Goes to Boardman. Tried to center it and finding it at the slot and sending it all the way back down into the Hartford zone. Eric Abel and a backboard parry, but this will be icing against MSJ. 5:30 left, second period, 3-1. MSJ over Hartford. Game 2 of our hockey doubleheader is Brisbane, Bauman, and Chadwick come back in. Cosgrove and Bombardier for the Mounties. Benoit, Lukash, and also Aldrich, Caruso, and Baccarello are in there right now for Hartford. The draw to the right of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. Brisbane and also Benoit on the draw. Off the draw, Brisbane taps it for Bauman. Bombardier sends it the length of the ice all the way in on Larrabee. He will leave it. No, I thought he was going to leave it for Caruso. Get it out to center, and Cosgrove with it for the Mounties. Steers it back in to the Hartford zone, and it was touched up by Chadwick, so this will be offside against MSJ. So we'll have the draw just outside the Hartford zone.
MSJ needs to settle down here and set up the pressure a little bit. All even, both sides.
Off the draw, looking for it, Lukash to Aldrich over the Mountie line. Aldrich skates it right to left wing circle, backhanded pass for Benoit, turnaround, save, Hogan, and he covers up. As that was a nice shot by Benoit, his turnaround, a little tricky going in there on Mike Hogan, but he was equal to the challenge. 5:03 left, second period. The Mounties have a 3-1 lead over the Hartford Hurricanes. Benoit will take the draw for the Hurricanes to the right of Mike Hogan in the Mountie zone. Jeff Brisbane will take the draw for MSJ. Bouncing puck still in the circle. Brisbane looking for it. It goes to Bombardier and he clears it out the length of the ice, but we have a penalty coming up for interference. And who will be going off? It'll be Matt Lukash. As a matter of fact, 2 going off. Lukash for Hartford and also Luke Bauman, so a matching penalty. So we'll be skating 4-on-4 for a while. Bauman and Lukash going off both for interference. Bauman for the Mounties, Matt Lukash for the Hartford Hurricanes. The matching penalties coming with 4:58 left here in the second period. A 3-1 hockey game. The Mounties have the lead. Bauman, Brisbane, and Chadwick scoring for MSJ. Brisbane's goal was shorthanded. Yeah, Mike Hogan, a sophomore. It's really his MSJ debut tonight.
Unbelievable goaltending by Mike Hogan.
And he's been doing a nice job. Not too much he could do on that goal. Kudamarsh on the wraparound after virtually going coast to coast. Play back in. It's in the Mountie zone. Babb behind Mike Hogan. Babb spun around. Now Shaft. Shaft sends it up to Eric Abel, and he's hit. And we got a penalty coming up here. Oh, or are they going to call it? No, I guess not. I thought they were going to call a penalty here. Hartford controls Kudamarsh. Now to Parry. Parry over the red line. Parry over the Mountie line. Knocked away by Bombardier to Babb. And Babb sends it out to center. And knocked back in by Gilbo into the Mountie zone. As Bombardier lost it, but Babb has it chopped up into the air. And finally the Mounties get it out to center. Trey Shaft with it now. Shaft over the line. Let's fly. Goes wide of Larrabee. And off the end board. Played by Gilbo on the far boards. Minute 15 left on the matching penalties. Jesse Boardman backboard for Hartford. Left wing pass to Kudamarsh, back to Boardman. Up to center. In shadowed by Abel. Boardman over the Mountie line. Wrist shot in on Hogan, makes the save. Bouncing puck, swats it away. Goes to the circle by Kudamarsh to Boardman. Let's fly. Save. Hogan, and he covers up on the rebound with Kudamarsh. Looking for his second goal of the game, but couldn't quite get a stick on it. 3:52 left in the second period. 55 seconds left on the matching penalties. Bauman for the Mounties and Lukash for Hartford.
Hogan with a tremendous save on that one. He's bouncing around the net. Went from one side to the other and covered the puck up.
It'll be Benoit on the draw for Hartford with Jeff Brisbane to the left of Hogan in the Mountie zone. 3:52 left in the second period. Mounties with that 3-1 lead. Cosgrove with it, skates it out, and his pass intended for Brisbane intercepted by Aldrich, but he loses it off the far boards to Brisbane. Brisbane's pass too far for Chadwick. Vaccarello with it, his own line for Hartford. Vaccarello up to Benoit, chops it into the Mountie zone. Doherty lost it to Aldrich. Aldrich and Doherty. Cosgrove comes over, hits Aldrich. Cosgrove manages to break it loose to McGregor Chadwick. Chadwick's pass too far for Brisbane off the far boards, but Brisbane manages to chase it down. In on Larrabee. Larrabee, the great save, bouncing puck. Chadwick with it. His shot goes wide of the empty net. Larrabee was out of the cage. Benoit sends it all the way out to center, knocked down by Cosgrove. Cosgrove now sends it back into the Hartford zone, and back forward is Obar for Hartford. 8 seconds left on the matching penalties. Now with it, Cosgrove near his own line at center for the Mounties. And he sends it to McGregor Chadwick, off him to Cosgrove, back over the Hartford line. Both teams at full strength now. Cosgrove ridden off the puck, and the puck cleared by Aldrich the length of the ice, and this will be icing against Hartford. The Mounties had an opportunity. Larrabee was out of the cage, and the puck was bouncing in the crease, but nobody for MSJ could get to it. 2:49 left, second period. MSJ with a 3-1 lead.
Brisbane and Chadwick seem to be the ones putting up the play here. Brisbane had his opportunity, and Chadwick was right behind him for the rebound, and he couldn't put it home. He had pretty much an open net on that one.
We'll have the draw to the left of Larrabee. Eric Gable, Bill Babb, Trey Schaff, Chris Cosgrove, and Kurt Bomborgi, the alignment right now. Hartford needs another player, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. It'll be Caruso.
They could be like Rutland. Maybe they'll play better with a man down.
That earlier game won by Northfield over Rutland. Game 1 of our doubleheader by a score of 5-3. So it's Kudamarsh and Abel on the draw to the left of Larrabee. And now Kudamarsh sent out of the circle, and the draw will be Keith Gilbo against Eric Abel. Off the draw, comes out to the point and comes out with the zone. Bomborgi will have to retreat to his own line for MSJ. Bomborgi up to Billy Babb, lost it to Kudamarsh. Kudamarsh sends it to Caruso in his own zone. Caruso to Perry now. Still in the Hartford zone. Perry plays it off the near board, sends it up past Kudamarsh, got it to the Mountie line where Bomborgi sends it up to Trey Schaff. Schaff steers it in. It was deflected into the Hartford zone. With it, Billy Babb in the circle. Centered it. Nobody there. Gilbo over for Hartford. Swings it behind his own cage, left wing side, up for Boardman. Boardman got it out to center. Back forward, Cosgrove. Cosgrove from outside the line whistles it in on Larrabee, and Larrabee has to make the save. And with Babb right there, he covers up. 2:10 left, second period. 3-1 MSJ. Game 2 of our hockey doubleheader. Now Lukash and Vaccarello, Aldrich, and Benoit all come in for Hartford along with Obar. It's Bauman, Chadwick, Brisbane for MSJ, Bomborgi, and Kevin Doherty. To the right, the draw coming up to the right of Larrabee in the Hartford zone will be Brian Benoit for Hartford against Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties. And off the draw, Aldrich had it for a moment, but Chadwick with it, lost it to Obar. Obar trying to get it out of there, up to Aldrich, bumped by Brisbane. It goes to Doherty, to Chadwick. Chadwick left to right, in on Larrabee, knocked away by Larrabee. Brisbane got it back, and his shot scored. Larrabee knocked it away, but Brisbane picked it up. The backhander beat Larrabee. Jeff Brisbane, his second goal of the hockey game. One of them shorthanded. The first one was. Here the Mounties lead at 4-1 with 1:54 left here in the second period.
Beautiful execution by the Mounties. They used all 3 of their players on that play. Brisbane putting in the backhander.
Backhanded goal by Brisbane is second of the contest. Play back in, Chadwick with it, top of the slot, fires in, Larrabee makes the save, swats the rebound of the near corner, digging it out is Bauman to Brisbane, quick shot save, Larrabee, and the back forward is Obar. Obar lost it to Brisbane, left to right, fans on it at the slot, everybody going down, and finally it's Lukash off the pass from Benoit. Lukash over the red line, dumps it into the Mountie zone, in behind toward Hogan, going back forward to Doherty, lost it, as now with it at the left wing circle, Lukash out to Perry at the point, wanted to go back to Lukash, by him Doherty, back behind Hogan for the Mounties. Doherty along the left wing boards, goes to Chadwick, clears it out to center, goes right by Obar, Perry overskates it, and Bill Babb almost had it in the zone, knocked all the way back to the Mountie line where Bomborgi sends it back into the Hartford zone, and we got a holding call coming up here. With 1:04 left in the second period, a penalty against MSJ is Bill Babb, and Hartford will have another power play opportunity. Did we get the assists on that goal by Brisbane?
Yeah, the assist was number 2 and number 5.
Yeah, McGregor Chadwick.
Or Doherty. Doherty had the assist on that also.
Doherty? Who was it? Chadwick and Doherty on the assist. One thing for MSJ, we got the score guys here too. You can always ask them. I know they have their statistician people here. Power play goal, power play opportunity here for Hartford. They hope for a power play goal. This plays back in Kudamarsh to Boardman, ridden off the puck by Abel. Nice play, and Eric Abel gets it out to center over the red line. Dumps it into the Hartford zone. 50 seconds left, second period. 4-1. MSJ. Hartford controlling, starting it out right wing side is Perry. Perry's pass too far for Boardman from his own line. Bombardier, a rifle shot on Larrabee. Now Caruso starts it out. Caruso up to center. Now it goes to Gilboa to the right wing circle on Cosgrove. Bumped by Cosgrove. He goes down. Cosgrove steals. Up to Trey Schaff, left wing side, finds an opening and clears it. 24 seconds left in the second period. A minute 18 left in the Hartford power play. Unless Hartford scores, it'll carry into the third period. Up the center it comes, and with it is Chris Cosgrove. Backhands it into the Hartford zone. Caruso with it for Hartford over the red line, and he dumps it into the Mountie zone, knocked down by Bombardier. 7 seconds left in the second period. Bombardier gets it up to center. Perry with it. Zone side of the red line to Gilboa. That'll do the period. That's the end of the second period in game 2 of our doubleheader. 57 seconds left in the Hartford power play going into the third period. After 2, our score, MSJ 4, Hartford 1. We'll be back in just a couple. And that's it for tonight. Just saying to Perry, you forget how long these doubleheader nights are, and we got more than I originally thought because we've added some otter games on later on in the year, and of course the 2 nights of the holiday hockey tournament here. Actually, the first night we have 2 games. If Rutland and MSJ meet in either the consolation or the championship game, the second night we only have 1 game. But if they are in different games, if one of them wins and the other one loses, they'd be in different games the second night. We would do both games. 4-1 Mounties over Hartford, getting set for third period action here. 57 seconds left in the Hartford power play opportunity. How many Hartford opportunities have they had? They certainly, matter of fact, all the power plays that we've seen tonight have just fizzled. Nobody's really put together an impressive power play in all the action we've seen tonight, including the first game.
Penalty killing, MSJ has done a really excellent job, and to be honest with you, Jeff Johnson's got to be real proud of that, but he can't be too proud because his guys are ending up in the box quite a bit here during this game.
But nobody has really been impressive looking on the, and I'm talking about, and you know, you're a hockey guy where you pass out to the point, you work it around, and nobody's done that. No, there's been no power play at all.
Well, you have quite a few young guys, you know, and they're probably going to be working through this year by shifting a few people around. Probably by the end of the year, I'm sure you'll probably see a few changes. But that line of Brisbane, Bowman, and Chadwick seems to be doing pretty well.
Well, of course, they started off as the freshman line last year, and of course up as the lead guys this year, as the Mounties have some work to do. They don't have the big gun, Scott Nichols, Jason Gregan, but they get the good goaltending. I thought Mike Hogan would be a key, and I know it's a long way to go, and this is an intra-divisional game. This is not a team that figures to be, well, they may or may not figure to be tough into the Division III ranks, but a team that's already been clubbed by Brattleboro 10-1. So I think the jury is still out on this club after tonight, but nevertheless, good way to start things off. Not to say that they have won this game by any stretch of the imagination, but they really have things pretty much their own way, and they have the 3-goal lead. But a nice way to start things off here for Mike Hogan. MSJ does have a game coming up with Milton. We might add that there are 2 Monday night games, one for MSJ and one for Rutland outside of any postponements or what have you. There are 2 Monday night games that we will not have on the air for you. We're more or less staying away from Monday night games altogether unless we get piled up on postponements, except for an MSJ Rutland boys basketball game later on in the year. So there was a Rutland-Milton game that was rescheduled from the 22nd of December, which was a Thursday to a Monday. We will not have that game on the air for you. And there's another Rutland game on a Monday night. So Monday night games, for the most part, we will not have because of our sports show from Savvy's. And I realized last year logistically how difficult it was to run around. We'll do it for the MSJ Rutland boys game, but other than that, we'll just let it slide on Monday night. So there is a Rutland game on a Monday and an MSJ game on a Monday that we will not have. We're just about ready for third period action here. As Mike Hogan doing the housekeeping off to our right, and the Mountie goal, and Ken Larrabee for Hartford off to our left. So the Mounties will be going right to left here in the third period, and Hartford will be going left to right. The Mounties have a 4-1 lead, and Hartford has 57 seconds left on its power play opportunity. Billy Babb in the penalty box for MSJ. MSJ getting goals from Jeff Brisbane appear, including a shorthanded goal, Luke Bauman and McGregor Chadwick. Shane Kudamar scoring for Hartford. It'll be Benoit and Aldrich and also Matt Lukash in there right now for the Hartford Hurricanes, along with Baccarello at a point. And the other man at the point is Justin Caruso. The four players for the Mounties, Eric Gable and Trey Schaff, Kirk Bombargi, and Chris Cosgrove, as Hartford skating 5-on-4. Play underway. Schaff knocks it all the way in on Larrabee. Larrabee leaves it for Aldrich now. Right wing side, Hartford on the power play underway, third period. Cosgrove finds it at center, knocks it into the Hartford zone. Hartford brings it back the other way. And Benoit from outside the line shoots it in wide of Hogan. Steers it to the end board as Cosgrove gets hit. Now Bombargi with it. 35 seconds left in the Hartford power play. Bombargi sends it all the way down into the Hartford zone and back forward Baccarello. Baccarello shadowed by Schaff. Get it out to Caruso now, left wing side. Now to Benoit. Benoit up to center for Hartford up over the red line. Benoit dumps it in wide of Hogan to the end board. Lukash tried to send it in front, knocked away. And with it again is Lukash now. Matt Lukash now from the far boards. A shot by Benoit, saved by Hogan. Comes out to Caruso, left point. Now to Lukash, left wing circle. 4 seconds left on the Hartford power play. Lukash to Perry, one times it and weak shot. Easy save by Hogan. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. Cosgrove with it now. And Cosgrove finds an opening and clears it the length of the ice. This will be icing against MSJ. 13:53 left in the game, 4-1. MSJ will have the draw back in the Mountie zone, and the draw will come to the left of Mountie goaltender Mike Hogan.
Another excellent power killing opportunity for MSJ. They killed that one really well.
It'll be Shane Kudamarsh now in to take the draw for Hartford. It'll be Jeff Brisbane for the Mounties. Kudamarsh in with Boardman and Gilbo. That's the line. And, of course, the Mounties sophomore line, number one line in there right now. Boardman, far corner, dumps it in behind Hogan. Kudamarsh trying to send it in front, knocked away by Hogan. Quick shot by Boardman. Save! Mike Hogan. And he covers up a beauty. Kudamarsh had an opportunity in front. Boardman took the original shot, the backhander, the puck up in the air, and nice save by Mike Hogan. So we'll have the draw to the right of Hogan in the Mountie zone.
Hartford now putting some pressure on Hogan. They now have 4 shots and to MSJ's none. We'll wait and see what MSJ does here.
Kudamarsh in Brisbane on the draw, goes to Bombargi, tries to clear it out. It does. Obar with it at center, dumps it back into the Mountie zone and back forward Cosgrove. Cosgrove up to McGregor Chadwick, and he pokes it out to center onto the stick of Bauman. Bauman over the Hartford line. Bauman tried to drop it for Brisbane. Back to Steele. Gilbo swats it around his own goaltender, left wing side now for Boardman. Boardman can't clear. Bombargi keeps it in, dumps it in behind Larrabee. Back forward is Obar. Obar up to Gilbo along the near boards. Kept in by Bauman, sent it to the circle. Stolen away by Obar, and he gets it out to center. It was deflected out to center. Bombargi sends it to the Hartford line. Kudamarsh had it, poke checked away. Perry finds it and steers it all the way into the Mountie zone. Length of the ice, this will be icing against Hartford. 4-1 Mounties, 12:59 left in the game. And we got a penalty against Brisbane.
Cross-checking on Brisbane. I think they're going to have a double washout.
And, also Kudamarsh. So it is a matching penalties, 4-on-4. Kudamarsh for Hartford and Brisbane for MSJ, both for cross-checking. And the draw will come in the Hartford zone to the left of Ken Larrabee, the Hartford goaltender. Benoit and Trey Shaft on the draw. They're skating 4-on-4. Benoit wins the draw and skates it up to center for Hartford. Stick handling over the red line. He goes to Aldrich, left wing circle, flips it in wide of Hogan off the glass. Benoit picks it off the glass, can't play the puck as Shaft steals. Shaft sends it out to center, too far for Abel, and back forward is Lukash for the Hurricanes' own line. Pass right by Aldrich, stolen away at center by Bombargi off Shaft as he steers it to the far corner Hartford zone. Back forward Lukash, shadowed by Shaft. Lukash can't clear it away. It comes to Doherty along the near boards, back to Shaft, and wanted to go back to Abel, deflected out to center. And with it now is Aldrich over the Mountie line. Aldrich steers it in wide of Mike Hogan, back forward Doherty. Doherty behind his own cage. Doherty on a battle with Aldrich, collides with Aldrich, and Bombargi manages to clear it the length of the ice. And back for it will be Boardman. This is icing, though, against MSJ. 1:07 left on the matching penalties. 12:06 left in the game. MSJ with a 4-1 lead over the Hartford Hurricanes. The opener for MSJ. It'll be McGregor Chadwick taking the draw to the right of Hogan. And Gilbo taking the draw, Keith Gilbo for Hartford. Off the draw, loose in the circle, Doherty with it now. Doherty, pass too far for Bauman, right by everybody. Obar trying to chase it down his own zone, and Bauman beats him to the puck. It goes to Chadwick on the near boards. To Bauman, back to Chadwick, in on Larrabee, spun around, he's in behind the cage. Gregor Chadwick kicked the side of the cage. Bauman turn around, goes wide of Larrabee. Over forward is Obar. Obar is bumped along the near boards as Hartford tries to get it out of the zone. Gilbo does, then goes down. Chadwick steals at the line, bumped by Perry. It goes to Bauman. Bauman down the slot, left wing circle, shot, save, Larrabee, a beauty. And he hangs on. 34 seconds remaining on the matching penalties. Brisbane for the Mounties and Kudamarsh for Hartford. 11:32 left in the game, and the Mounties have that 4-1 lead. Lukash, Benoit, and Vaccarello. And also Aldrich comes skating onto the ice for the Hartford Hurricanes. And the Mounties change up here as well. Bombargi comes back in. Chadwick, Bauman, Cosgrove, and Bombargi are in there right now. Actually, Bombargi, the only one coming onto the ice there. Chadwick and Benoit on the draw to the right of Larrabee. Off the draw goes to Vaccarello. Vaccarello to Lukash. Can't clear it. Bombargi comes over top of the right wing circle. And Lukash had it and sends it off the near boards for Vaccarello. Still in the Hartford zone. Vaccarello sends it up to Benoit, center ice. Benoit up over the red line. Benoit over the Mountie line. Benoit right by everybody. Shoots it in on Hogan. Makes the save, and Benoit gets it back again. And it's knocked away. Bombargi swings it around. Lukash comes over along the far boards to Aldrich. Aldrich and Bombargi on a battle. 3 seconds left of the matching penalties. And Bombargi digs it out of there behind his own cage. Penalty over, both teams at full strength. Chadwick up to center. Pass by Bauman to Brisbane. Brisbane over the Hartford line to the right wing circle. He shoots it in. Larrabee makes the save. Rebound. Bauman, Larrabee again on the save. Larrabee hangs on. Larrabee actually has played a pretty good game himself in the Hartford goal tonight. Billy Babb, Eric Abel, and Kevin Doherty check in to the hockey contest for MSJ. 10:46 left in the game, a 4-1 MSJ lead.
Good pressure by MSJ on that one. Brisbane came all the way down and shot it right in the face of the Hartford goaltender.
Abel and Benoit on the draw to the left of Larrabee. Comes out to Doherty at the line, dumps it to the end board. Vaccarello back for it. Lost it behind his own cage. Babb digs it out. Now Benoit with it along the far boards. Overskates it. Babb keeps it in the Hartford zone. Knocked down by Lukash. Lukash managed to steer it out to center, and Abel backhands it back into the Hurricane zone. Back for it, Vaccarello for the Hartford Hurricanes. Shadowed by Babb, sends it behind his own cage. Took a funny bounce off the boards, and Shaft keeps it in. Trey Shaft now back forward, Caruso for Hartford. Caruso's pass to Lukash off him up to center to Aldrich, but he lost it to Doherty. Aldrich manages to poke it into the Mountie zone to the end board. Aldrich and Bombargi bump, and Doherty with it behind his own goaltender. Doherty sends it out left wing side to Trey Shaft. Shaft is bumped by Obar, but Shaft gets it out to center. Doherty actually got it out to center eventually. Now with it is Bombargi, lost it to Kudamarsh, but Shaft knocks it back to the Hartford line. Back forward Perry. Perry now to Obar. Josh Obar over the red line for Hartford, dumps it in wide of Hogan, Mountie zone. In forward, Jesse Boardman. Jesse Boardman brings it to the near corner. Bumped by Doherty and Bombargi. Trying to dig it out. Hartford out to Olbar from Gilbo. His shot goes in wide of Hogan. Now Boardman with it along the far boards for Hartford. To the right wing circle, Gilbo's one-timer knocked away by Hogan. It goes to Kudamarsh, and we have an elbowing penalty coming up against Luke Bauman. It'll be another Hartford power play opportunity. That coming with 9:19 left in the game. 4-1 Mounties. And Hartford's had a whole bunch of power play opportunities in this one. How many have they had?
Hartford actually has about probably 7 power play opportunities so far, and haven't really been able to put anything away to this point. MSJ's been killing the penalties just beautifully.
So it'll be Kudamarsh, Boardman, and Gilbo, along with Perry and Olbar on the Hartford power play. Play in, it's in the MSJ zone. MSJ penalty killers, Brisbane and Cosgrove from Borgie, and also McGregor Chadwick in behind Hogan. He's out to the left point now to Perry along the line. Poke checked out to center by Brisbane. Brisbane starts to break over the blue line. It goes to his knees, back up again. Pass knocked down by Perry. Brisbane gets it back again. Great individual effort. Spun around and spun down at the circle. Out to the left point, Cosgrove fires in, save Larrabee, and he leaves it for Josh Olbar. Olbar starts it off left wing side for Hartford. Hartford on the power play. Pass to Boardman, to Gilbo off his stick. It'll trickle in on Hogan, knocks it away, and Gilbo gets it back again. Gilbo out to the left point to Perry, lines it up, fires, save, Hogan. Rebound to the near boards. Lou Cash sent it in front. Finding it as Cosgrove clears it all the way in on Larrabee, and Larrabee will leave it for Vaccarello. 1:05 left on the Hartford power play. Mounties change up. Vaccarello to the red line, shoots it in behind Hogan, around the boards. Near side, Aldrich is hit. It goes to Benoit. Wanted to go back to Aldrich. Puck comes loose as it was knocked away by Hogan, and skating out of there with it as Cosgrove up to his own line, fires it the length of the ice. Off the end board play by Caruso, and he'll start it behind his own cage. Up right wing side, Caruso for the Hurricanes, lost it to Ray Schaff. Schaff sends it in front. The shot off the stick of Abel, knocked away by Larrabee. Well, he's almost had a shorthanded goal there. The other way, Benoit's pass, too far for Lukash, knocked down by Bombargi, sent it across the red line. Caruso knocked it down. Now Lukash with it, his own line. 24 seconds left on the Hartford power play. Knocked away by Abel at center. Lukash got it back again, got it into the zone, but Doherty found it and sends it back into the Hartford zone. Larrabee out of the cage, leaves it for Vaccarello. 7:30 left in the game, 12 seconds left on the Hartford power play. The penalty to Luke Bauman. Pass too far for Benoit, goes to Aldrich though, back to Benoit over the Mountie line, has to come back out of the zone and fires back in, delayed offside. And the Hartford Hurricanes are, I thought for a minute there, were they going to call a delivered offside? They are whistled down for the offside. The draw just outside the Mountie zone here. 1 second left on the Hartford power play. And again, they really didn't get anything together here.
Another great opportunity. MSJ killed another power play.
7:19 left in the game. Game 2 of our doubleheader. 4-1 MSJ off the draw. Brisbane manages to win it to Bombargi, poked away by Perry. Both teams at full strength. Bauman with it. Sends it to the Hartford line where Perry sends it off. Gilbo kicks it all the way into the Mountie zone, and backboard is Chris Cosgrove. Cosgrove changes direction on Kudamarsh. Cosgrove off the near boards for McGregor Chadwick. Chadwick sends it too far for Brisbane, all the way in wide of Larrabee. He'll leave it for Perry. Bauman try to dig it out, and does. Bauman to the right wing circle, right to left. Backhander save, rebound Brisbane save, and Larrabee covers up. 6:45 left in the game, 4-1 MSJ, and MSJ pretty much has had things its own way in this game tonight.
Ken Larrabee made a tremendous save on that one. He had all 3 Mounties right in front of the net, and just happened to lay down and got a stick on the edge of the puck to cover it up in time.
The draw will come to the left of Larrabee in the Hartford zone, and Brisbane, McGregor Chadwick, and Luke Bauman, Kurt Bombargi, and also Chris Cosgrove. The alignment right now for MSJ, Benoit and Brisbane on the draw. Off the draw goes in behind Larrabee. Vaccarello chopping at it. Puck comes loose, goes to the end board. Nobody sees it. Brisbane now digs it out of the corner. Avoids Vaccarello. Now with it is McGregor Chadwick behind the cage. To the far corner now. Sends it out to the point to Kurt Bombargi. Bombargi stick handling and loses it to Lukash. Lukash's pass right by Aldrich. All the way to the end board. Aldrich chases it down. Tried to center it to Benoit by him. Lukash couldn't get a good stick on it. Bouncing puck in the slot in front of Hogan. Bombargi comes over now. Tries to clear. Vaccarello keeps it in. Deflected right to Aldrich. To Benoit. A shot deflected wide to the end board. Aldrich gets it back again. Centered it by everybody out to Caruso at the point. Pops it way up into the air over the glass and out of play. 6:05 left in the hockey game. 4-1 MSJ.
Hartford with a little pressure on that one. One side or the other. I think they got a little frustrated there and popped the puck up into the boards.
We'll have the draw just outside the Mountie zone. Mounties getting a pair of goals from Jeff Brisbane, including one shorthanded. Bauman and Chadwick scoring as well, and Shane Kudemarsh scoring for Hartford. It'll be Kudemarsh on the draw with Eric Abel. And off the draw, bouncing puck along the Mountie line. Gilbo sends it into the zone by Doherty. Gilbo still stick handling, right wing circle, hit by Doherty, goes down. Trey Schaff comes over and steals for the Mounties. Clears it out of the zone. Boardman sent it back in all the way in on Mike Hogan, and he covers up. I'm not sure if that ever really cleared the zone or not. They did not call offside, so it probably was stayed in. And again, Hogan made the save, and we'll have the draw to the right of Mike Hogan. Kudemarsh and Abel on the draw here. Now to 5:49 left in the hockey game. Kudemarsh wins the draw. Kudemarsh lost it to Bomborgi. Kudemarsh hit by Bomborgi. Puck comes loose, and Bomborgi with it behind his own goaltender starts it out left wing side. Bomborgi roars up to center, up over the red line, over the Hartford line. Goes right by Obar on Boardman in behind Larrabee. And then Babb has it at the far corner. He's hit. He goes down. So does Bomborgi. And with it is Perry now for Hartford. Perry behind his own cage starts it off left wing side to Boardman. Pass goes by Gilbo at center. Back forward Eric Abel. Abel over the red line. He's hit. It goes to Bomborgi. Bomborgi has it knocked down by Perry. It goes to Shaft over the Hartford line. And Bill Babb had not cleared the zone offside MSJ. 5:10 left. MSJ leads at 4-1 as Chadwick, Bauman, Cosgrove, Brisbane, and Doherty are all in there for MSJ. Aldridge, Vaccarello, Benoit, Lukash, and Caruso all in there for the Hartford Hurricanes. Benoit and Brisbane on the draw just outside the Hartford line. It goes to Cosgrove, his own side of the red line. Backhands it into the Hartford zone. Caruso got it out to center to Aldridge. Now with it is Lukash over the Mountie line on the far boards. Fires in wide of Hogan. On the boards, it's McGregor Chadwick with it. Left wing side, Mountie zone. Sends it too far for Brisbane. It'll go the length of the ice. This will be icing against MSJ. And we'll have the draw back in the Mountie zone with 4:50 left in the hockey game. The Mounties lead at 4-1. Game one tonight, won by Northfield over Rutland by a score of 5-3. Benoit for Hartford and Brisbane for MSJ on the draw to the left of Mike Hogan. Off the draw goes to Chris Cosgrove, swats it behind his own cage. Up for Bauman, but Caruso keeps it in to Benoit. Knocked away at the circle now. Chadwick with it up to center over the red line. Chadwick right by Vaccarello in on Larrabee. Right to left, can't get a stick on it as it's knocked out to Aldridge, and Aldridge backhands it out to center. And a backboard is Kevin Doherty near his own line, knocked down by Lukash to Benoit. Got it over the Mountie line, but Cosgrove back to steal for MSJ. MSJ more or less just toying with the Hurricanes, just completely dominating this game. As Cosgrove sends it up to Bauman, still in the Mountie zone. Luke Bauman chops it off the far boards, kept in by Perry as he intercepts. Perry sends it to the end board and backboard to Kevin Doherty. Doherty sends it up for Bauman, backhands it, deflected out to the point. Perry keeps it in. The far corner wanted to go to Boardman. Boardman hit by Doherty, goes down. Boardman gets up again. Doherty over, and it goes to Bauman. Bauman clears it all the way into the Hartford zone, and this should be icing, and it is against MSJ. Clock stops with 3:45 left in the game. The Mounties have a 4-1 lead.
MSJ is getting their opportunities in their own end. They just can't execute. But Hartford seems to be doing a little bit of pressure down here now. But I don't believe it's going to be enough to make a difference with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game.
We'll have the draw to the right of Mike Hogan. It'll be Kudemarsh for Hartford, Eric Abel for MSJ. And to the puck in the circle, Kudemarsh with it, far board, sends it out to the point to Perry. One times it's deflected, goes to the far corner. Bomborgi over for it by Kudemarsh. And Bomborgi had it intercepted and then got it back again. Bill Babb clears out to center for MSJ. And back forward is Obar. Obar's pass intercepted by Abel over the line. Let's fly wide of Larrabee. Babb plays it off the inboard, tried to shoot it back in, intercepted by Boardman. Boardman out to center, left wing side up over the red line. Jesse Boardman over the Mountie line to the left wing circle, fires in, save. Hogan, and Hogan covers up. It bobbled up into the air and he gloved it. Mike Hogan, superb tonight, allowed just one goal in this game tonight. The MSJ sophomore goaltender. 3:10 left in the game. It's 4-1 MSJ.
That was a ripper of a shot by Boardman. Chadwick grabbed it like he was catching a baseball.
Well, Brett LaFaso, Colin Brannon, and also Trevor Shaft all in for MSJ, and also seeing some action for Hartford is Shane Woodward. So Trevor Shaft taking the draw, won by Hartford, but Brannon gets it out to center. And the backboard is McGrath. Ryan McGrath also in there for the Hartford Hurricanes. They got a few players in there that haven't played. Shane Woodward with it over the line. Woodward to the left wing circle. Woodward in deep, try to center it. And right there, looking for, there's a 12 there that we had for Vaccarello, but he's not on our roster here as the Mounties clear it all the way in on Larrabee. And Larrabee leaves it for Jason Shaddy. Up to center it goes. Bombargi at the red line. Bombargi skates it over the Hartford line. Bombargi in on Larrabee, and he scores! Kurt Bombargi. 5-1 MSJ, 2:31 left in the hockey game. I think it was a matter of time before Kurt was going to ring one up, and he did it with 2:31 left.
He's been putting a lot of pressure on Larrabee. He came right over the blue line that time, stole the puck from the Hartford defender, went right in, made his little move, and boom, right between the legs, Kurt put it right in.
So 5-1 Mounties with 2:31 left in the game. It is unassisted since he stole the puck. Unassisted goal for Kurt Bombargi, the leader of this club, make no mistake about it. We talked about the sophomore line and also Mike Hogan, but they're all sophomores. They have to look to the senior leadership here of both Bill Babb and also Kurt Bombargi. Brisbane had it for a moment over the Hartford line, but cleared all the way back into the Mountie zone. And a backboard, Chris Cosgrove, shadowed by Kudamarsh. 2:10 left in the game, 5-1 MSJ. As now McGregor Chadwick with it, and I think are we going to have a bench minor, or I know that they were chirping at the Hartford bench here.
I believe so.
I don't know about what, really, to tell you the truth. You're an official.
Well, I know you can't talk back to one.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary here.
If you put your foot, like one of the coaches does right now, on the edge of the boards, that's an automatic.
Well, I understand Caruso will be serving the penalty, and the Mounties will go on the power play with 2:05 left, but what I mean is I don't see anything going on that isn't being called or anything like that. Do you?
Well, as far as I know, if you're a coach and you put your foot on the edge of the boards, it's an automatic minor penalty.
No, I understand that, but I mean, why would he be arguing? Is he arguing that that there have been penalties that haven't been called or something like that? That's what I'm trying to say.
I think so.
Caruso serving the penalty. It is a bench minor, and it's a Mountie power play here. As the Mounties control, Bombargi sends it up to Brisbane, to Chadwick over the Hartford line. Chadwick along the line, back to Brisbane, spin around, and his shot knocked away by Larrabee. Brisbane got it back again, sent it in front. Chadwick from his knees goes wide of Larrabee. Brisbane gets it back again. Brisbane along the far boards. Mounties on the power play to Chadwick in behind Larrabee. Chadwick right to left. Chadwick out to the left wing circle, now to Luke Bauman. Inside the circle, between the circle and the boards. Back to Chadwick in behind Larrabee. And he sent it across the crease right to Bauman at the circle. Fires in, glove by Larrabee. A nice save. And he hangs on. 1:29 left in the contest. 5-1 MSJ. The Mounties have 1:25 left on their power play opportunity.
Chadwick fired that puck from across the crease over to Bowman on the other side of the net. Larrabee, I don't know how he saw it, but he grabbed that thing right out of midair.
It'll be Benoit on the draw with Brisbane to the right of Larrabee in the Hartford zone. Off the draw, Brisbane goes to Trey Shaft. Trey Shaft out to the point of Bombargi. Bombargi to Shaft, halfway down the slot, shot deflected, back to Shaft, backhander save, Larrabee. Puck loose as Hartford tries to clear it out of there. Brisbane with it along the near boards. Bumped. It goes to Bauman. Backhands it in. And Larrabee gloves it. Would have gone wide. It would have gone to the end board. But a stoppage in play with 1:12 left. 5-1 MSJ. 1:08 left on the power plays. Colin Brandon back in with Trevor Shaft and Brett LaFaso, Chris Cosgrove, and John Babb right now for MSJ. Trevor Shaft will take the draw with Benoit. Up the draw, still in the circle. It comes out to Cosgrove, and Cosgrove loses it to Benoit out to center, up over the red line. Benoit over the Mountie line on John Babb. Shoots it in. Great save by Hogan, a beauty. As he goes to the backside, glove save, and he hangs on.
Superb goaltending by Hogan tonight.
1:01 left in the hockey game. 56 seconds left in the Mountie power play.
Boy, he sure does look like a senior.
Yeah, boy, that was a goal star save for Hogan. Trevor Shaft and Benoit on the draw to the left of Mike Hogan. Mountie zone comes out to Aldrich, top of the circle. Lost it to John Babb. Less than a minute left in the hockey game. Babb sends it the length of the ice, and this will be icing. And the draw will come back in the Mountie zone with 51 seconds left. John Babb at Trevor Shaft, Colin Brandon, Brett LaFaso. And there right now for MSJ, Boardman, Kudamarsh, Gilbo, Vaccarello. And there right now for the Hartford Hurricanes, and Bemorgi also in there. John Babb also in there for the Mounties. Off the draw goes to Gilbo. His shot from the circle, he scores. Right off the draw, it went to Keith Gilbo at the top of the right wing circle, and he shot it in by Mike Hogan. It's 5-2 Mounties with 47 seconds left here in the hockey game, and that is a shorthanded goal for Keith Gilbo. Shorthanded. As Caruso is in the penalty box for 43 more seconds. That goal coming with 47 seconds left. 5-2 Mounties. Well, we're set here. Play the last 47 seconds. Play back in as Vaccarello has it at his own line, up to Boardman. Pass too far for Kudamarsh. Billy Babb had it for a moment. Now Trey Shaft, and he lost it to Kudamarsh. Got it into the Mountie zone. Back for Cosgrove. Got it out to Gilbo. Gilbo sends it back into the Mountie zone. This is offside. 27 seconds left in the contest. 23 seconds left on the Mountie power play. The draw just outside the Mountie zone. It'll be Kudamarsh and Abel on the draw. Just outside the Mountie zone. Kudamarsh must have had the assist on that because he was the center. Here's Abel in on Larrabee, shoots it in. Larrabee makes the save. 19 seconds left. As now John Babb with it from Bill Babb. His shot deflected out to center. It goes to Kudamarsh. Getting back quickly is Cosgrove. As Cosgrove poked it away, but Kudamarsh has it along the near boards. His centering pass goes by Boardman. Boardman picks it up. Both teams at full strength. 2 seconds left. Shot goes in wide, and that's the hockey game. And the Mounties have won it. They open up with a win here over the Hartford Hurricanes. Game 2 of our doubleheader. The final, MSJ 5 and Hartford 2. We'll be back to wrap it up in just a minute.